I made a video the other day that broke down my online dating profile progression from 2017 when I'm first getting divorced up until 2025, what it looks like today. And I've got a lot of positive feedback saying that that was very helpful. So today's video, I'm going to break down my texting progression on what I'm doing to get girls out onto dates. Because if you're just getting matches, but you're not getting girls onto dates, then you're just wasting time. For those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Johnny Kenthammer. I got divorced 8 years ago. I've really improved my life ever since then. It became the best thing that ever happened to me. And now I'm trying to give back as much value as I can to help you guys who are in the same boat recover, live the best life that you can, get back in the dating scene. So we'll dive into the SIREN Texting Framework. This is what I use in all my interactions because the end goal for texting girls is to get them onto dates. We don't want to just have endless conversations. We don't want them to get bored. We want to get them out to see if they're going to be a good fit for our lives, to see if it's somebody that we would even want to date in the first place. So I'll break this down. I'll start with what my initial interactions looked like about a year ago, and then how I've progressed it up until today. So this is the school group. This is my online community. You can find a lot of useful resources in here. I'll link that in the description. But we're going to go into the SIREN Texting Framework. So this is where you would start the online or the SIREN framework. I'll give you just a brief glimpse into the document. It breaks down what it is, the 5 steps that you're going to need. So you have Spark, which is where you're getting the girl interested into holding the conversation or to even start it. Many guys will just get the match and then they'll send, "Hey, how are you? Hey, what's up?" And it's not really making her interested in starting the conversation. She sees this from several guys throughout the day. She's getting hundreds of likes. So if you're not sending anything to just spark her attention, she's just going to ignore you and you're just wasting that match. Then you're going to build some interest. You're going to build rapport so that she feels comfortable with you. Then you're going to escalate into the idea of bringing her out on a date. And then you're going to nail the close. You want to get her number in a very calibrated way that makes her excited to see you. Many guys struggle with this aspect. They'll ask endless questions. They don't have a direction that they're going with their conversations. And the girl will get bored, or she's not just going to want to text forever. The end game with online dating is to get girls off the app so that we can get them onto dates. We don't need to be their friend. We don't need to be their texting buddy. Girls are busy. We're busy. We want to make this as efficient as possible. So this is the guide. It will go through, what Spark is. It's got some examples for you, some of the principles. I'm not going to go into all this on this video. If you're interested in this, you can check out the Stan store. I have this framework, and then I'm going to have over 40 examples of texting that you can use to get the girls out on dates. So we'll get out of here. But as you can see in school, I have the new breakdowns. This is more my modified version of how I'm texting. And this is some of the older case studies that I've got. So showing the progression of where I've started over the last 2 years. And then I have some opening messages on Hinge. With Hinge, what I love about Hinge is that you can send the first message. So as you can see, like this opening message, I gave her something playful. I sparked her out of her boredom, her apathy, saying, "You are such a combination of style, class, and weirdo," plus 2 points. And she said, no one's ever given her that kind of compliment. She loves it. So immediately, I'm not supplicating to her. I'm giving her some interest. I'm not just saying, "Oh, you look so beautiful," or "Oh, you're such a weirdo," or whatever. It's a fun, playful message that gets her noticing me instead of the other hundreds of matches she's getting. So you can go through there. There's a few examples. I'll keep continuing to add to this. So let's start with Alex. This is the very beginning of the framework, so I'm just trying to figure out what's working. It's not as calibrated as I'd like to be, where it is now, but we can see the different stages that I'm working through. So with Alex, I'm starting the conversation off very playful, getting her to role play. She opens me by liking my picture, saying, "How do I apply to be a full-time emo enthusiast?" This goes to show the importance of having proper photos. She's reaching out to me. She liked my photos. It's a passive like. I didn't have to sit there swiping all day to get this. And because in my bio, I made my job title more playful. I said I was an emo enthusiast. it's easy for her to reference that and send a like to me. So I mentioned something in her profile and then ask her how her guitar skills are. I want to make sure she's going to contribute to the role play. It's fun. It's not just the hey, how are you? She immediately responds saying her air guitars are still good. She can be a lead singer and a drummer. So she's immediately engaged, very playful in the interaction. So the vibe starts off strong. She's engaging right away. It worked because I teased her lightly and we created this inside joke immediately. Then it moves on to interest. So now I'm trying to build interest into meeting up, keep the conversation going, not just ignore it, not just move on to something that doesn't really apply. So I'm trying to get her into the role play by saying we should start an emo band. What names do you got? And then she comes back trying to qualify me, saying I have to prove my worth. I just ignore this. This interaction in particular becomes very present because we're talking about a concert that Simple Plan, if you're familiar with them, they were in town. So looking back at this is not something that I would want to do again because I could respond in the present. She gets off into the concert and then we don't speak again. And then I have to re-engage the conversation. But luckily, she said she's, let's see, I say, I have no idea they're in town. Make sure you rock out extra hard for me. So things are going well. I'm still bantering. But she does respond saying, she can turn up the extrovert when she needs to, but she rocked out for both of us. So she played along. She sent another message back. So this keeps the fantasy going, shows her attraction, shows that she's extroverted. Instead of saying, wait, seriously, I could have matched her playfulness with a confident tease. I could have done something that would future project more than like being in the present, like I mentioned, because wait, seriously doesn't contribute anything. It's kind of just ends all of it. So luckily she contributed. She also mentioned at the concert she was tipsy, so she'd be allowed to access. So she apologized for not messaging. See, this is where the problem came in. She didn't respond for a few days because she was drunk or tipsy, and maybe she would have forgot about me because there's no real reason to respond. I didn't see any future meetup or anything like that. So then here, again, I'm not progressing the interaction as much as I want. I'm saying I can imagine all the air guitar practice you had. So I'm also saying what I would do. So it's still playful. It's still probably more interesting than most conversations. And then I wanted to say I was packing just to like throw in some value, saying I was going out of town. And then I'm asking her what trouble she's getting in. So again, it's not really where I want it to go because I'm not seeding a meetup. It's kind of just becoming, what are you doing? Oh, I can imagine you doing this. It's not terrible, but as you'll see in the next breakdown that I do, I'm much more focused on the objective, getting her out on a date. Looking at this, I'm not really getting her closer to a date. I'm seeing what trouble she's getting in. I do want to see what she's up to. So she is showing investment. I am trying to get her engaged, but it's also probably not the best interaction. She luckily is very bought in. She says 12 out of 10, 12 choice. So she likes that song. That's something we're bonding over. We both love this band. We both love emo. She got just in enough trouble. And then that's why I wanted to say the packing is I wanted to gauge her interest by asking me where I was going. So you can read through this. Yeah, I stayed playful. I was seeding some, I don't know if I'd say high value, but just seeding something interesting I was doing. And then I said I was going to Charlotte for the weekend. And then I'm seeding emo bingo, which is something that I was going to start in Minneapolis, but I never got to it. It's also not relevant. Like it's not seeding an actual event or a date because it doesn't exist. I'm trying to be too clever. I'm trying to be just too playful at this point. It's luckily she's bought in, but looking at this is stuff that I could absolutely improve on. I'm asking her what fun adventures she has over the weekend because I want to keep the conversation going because I will be gone. Luckily she's busy with her weekend. And then she asked me how Charlotte was. So I could have easily have seeded that I'm going to Charlotte, but we should meet up when I get back. Like start to schedule hard plans. I'm just continuing to ask her what she's doing, which is good to know because then I can have an idea of something I could reference later, but it's not getting me closer to a date at all. It's very much any guy would ask her, like, "What are you doing over the weekend?" So it's not making me stand out. It's probably gonna lead to the death of a conversation if she's busy and she just forgets about it. So I definitely could have started to seed future plans like, "Hey, let's get together when I get back. I would love to talk more about emo or starting this band." So there's a lot of things that I can improve on. This was when I was first getting this framework going. I said, "Sounds like you'll be rested for our date." So I am seeding the date now, finally. Charlotte was pretty fun, reminded me of Minneapolis a bit. I'm looking to get emo bingo started. So now I'm talking about emo bingo and getting that going. So I do reference the date eventually after several texts. Um, and then she plays along. This is why I do like the be rested for our date, because it does seed the idea of a date without necessarily like asking, like, "Hey, do you want to go on a date?" So it's not terrible, but it's also not not the best. Like, I'm just continuing to drag this out. I'm still talking about emo bingo, which I can talk about on the date. I don't have to bring this up in a text. So she's playing along, get the dates or get the date set up. So it's it's progressing. It's starting to lead towards a date. Like, yeah, what could be better? There's a lot of unnecessary texting here, talking about Charlotte, talking about Minneapolis and emo bingo, which doesn't even exist. I'm not seeding the date as fast as possible. I do get the date. She talks about her dream to be a hype person, typo mods. So she's still playing along, very invested. And then I tease her about there won't be a spelling test on the date, but I need to see if your hype skills qualify for bingo. I stayed congruent. And then now I'm finally getting her to see, "Hey, what are your thoughts on witty banner this week?" And she agrees. And that's where the date starts. So she suggests a time, which is great. And then I can just close saying, "Friday sounds good. My number is this. What's yours?" So it worked because it was a playful interaction from the start. I'm not just asking always like, "Hey, how are you?" Or "What do you do for work?" Or "What do you like to do for fun?" Like, we had that immediate role play. We're starting this emo band. We both bond over that stuff. She saw a band that I like. So there is connection, there is playfulness, there is that spark, there is the interest, there is the rapport, the escalation, and then nailing the close where you just have to get the number. But you can see there's a lot of unnecessary texting. So this was almost 2 years ago, maybe, or about a year and a half ago. Just getting the framework going. Did get her on a date, had a great time, but just you can kind of see how it doesn't have to be perfect to get girls on dates, but you can still kind of improve. You don't want to just send these boring messages. You can read that through the framework document. But let's go to another breakdown. These are the newer breakdowns. I have 10 of these. I'll continue to add to these as I go. But let's do the dog test one. This is Amber, the dog test. Here's a little description of this breakdown. So this one, she liked my photo. Again, very important to have photos that girls will like, because if you're not getting matches, you're not going to get them onto dates. So I highly recommend a dog photo because you can easily use this line that I've come up with. And it's very playful, very different from what other guys will send. Um, so you can see she liked my dog photo. So I can easily tease her saying, "I hope at least 40% of the like was for me and only 60% of the dog." And then she plays along saying, "Yeah, it was more for the pup." And then, yeah, so the conversation's already sparked interest. It's got her out of all these boring conversations, all these compliments she gets, very much off to a good start. It worked because I made her laugh. I created this, reference point with the dog. She's also kind of confessing that she finds me attractive. Like, yes, the dog was a factor, but I do find you at least 25% attractive. So very playful. Now I'm building interest and I'm already seeding a meetup. I'm not hesitating like I did before with Alex. I'm not dragging this thing on for 10 different questions. I'm saying, "Oh, I can't argue that. He's quite the charmer. I guess I'll have to win." Who is this? Amber over in person. So she's already playing along. Like, yes, I will see you in person. Looking forward to it. So within 2 texts, I'm already seeding a meetup. I'm not dilly-dallying, asking her pointless questions that I can ask on a date. I don't need to know how her day was. I don't need to know what she's doing for work. Don't really need to know what her plans are. I'm just seeding a meetup immediately. So in the interest phase, she's already interested now. She says, I can't wait, looking forward to it. Now she's asking how my day's going. And then I don't want to ignore that. So I'm just saying, day's been good. And then I keep thinking it'd be better if I invite an attractive teacher for a drink, provided she has some interesting stories to tell. So very quickly, she had already agreed to the meetup, which is why I went this quickly. She's already said, looking forward to it. So I just give her a little brief. My day's going good. And then I'm saying, I'm tempted to invite an attractive something from her profile. I saw she was a teacher. I'm tempted to invite attractive teacher for a drink, provided she's got some interesting story to tell. This I got from Todd V, if you're familiar with him. Great line for seeding a soft close where you're just bringing up the idea of a date. And then when she agrees, that's when you set up hard plans. So I'm building rapport by saying my day is good. And I'm thinking of inviting an attractive teacher for a drink. So this is rapport and escalation because I'm already escalating to meeting up. She said she had a long day from work. She would love to get a drink. Are you free this weekend? So she's giving me her schedule. I know she's busy busy during the week because of her long days, but she's already invested in the interaction, saying, "Hey, I'm free. Are you free on the weekends?" So you can see it's playful, direct, and then the escalation is, "Hey, let's figure something out. My number is this. What's yours?" So this is like nail the close and escalation. So you can just see how quickly I'm going from sparking interest or sparking to get the conversation going to seeding a date. So this is 2 texts to bringing up the idea of meeting. That's 3 texts and then closing 4 texts. So within 4 texts, I have her number. Much different than the previous one I showed you where I'm dilly-dallying. I'm trying to build a lot of inside jokes, role playing, which is great. You can still do that. This girl in particular had agreed very early on that she was down for the idea of meeting up. So I just continued to speed through it. I didn't need to drag this on. I didn't need to ask her unrelated questions. I didn't need to build a lot of comfort. A lot of girls just want to get on dates. They don't want to text forever. They want to meet a guy in person to see if they're going to vibe with him. She's already liked your photos. She's already agreed with that spark message that she finds me at least 25% attractive. So she's definitely interested. There's no reason to keep dragging this out. So yeah, nailed the close. Didn't really have to do anything here. Like I said, escalation, nailing the close was kind of merged together. Interest and rapport was kind of merging together. So within 4 texts, I was able to get her number and get on the date. So if you're doing this, let's see, let's do one more real quick. So Jamie, the passenger princess. Let's see what I did for this one. So again, she liked my photo, and this one was of me smoking a cigar. So nothing I really wanted to reference, like the puppy photo. So I just did something on her based off her prompts. She said something about having a playlist for every type of weather. Or she said something about road trips or playlists or something like that. So I mentioned, for some reason, I get the feeling name had a playlist for every type of weather condition on a road trip. Very playful, referencing her profile, stands out, gives her something to respond to. So she plays along saying, I have one type of every weather and also trip, but not together. So she's playing along. So then I'm already bringing up the fact that we're going to be together. She just needs the co-pilot. And then I ask her, what's her carpool karaoke song? Because I want to see if we're going to vibe. Like, this is a good way to see, like, oh, are you a rock girl? Are you a chill girl? And just plays along. And she says she's a great co-pilot and DJ. She likes the vibe of both. You need a good car singing and you don't mind a little nap after. Okay. And then, so you can see that, break that down. It worked because it's playful. It's easy for her to imagine, to be with. It's relaxed. So now I'm building rapport. Okay, you handle the music. I'll pick the destination. I'm curious to see your skills as a passenger princess. So she's being into this role play. She's now a passenger princess. We're on this road trip together. She's picking the music and providing the snacks, and then I'll pick the destination. She just has to sit back and relax, and she loves this. Like, sounds like a deal! Exclamation point. She's happy. So now I just have to lead this to meeting up. Sounds like we should just discuss what qualifies as a snack first. Free for a drink this week. So I want to make sure she sees, like, first we have to discuss something. We have to make sure we're on the same page about snacks or this will not work. So I seed the date, like, let's get a drink this week. Said she was busy, so she said something about the delay, client in town. She qualified why she didn't message. She didn't just ghost. A lot of guys get ghosted. When would work for you? I could do Friday or Saturday night. So already bought in, very invested. She agreed to the date. And now I just have to say, might be easier to figure this out over text. My number is blank. What's yours? Nail the close. Just give her the number. Go for it. Again, you can see that I'm immediately seeding. I'm sparking her interest. I'm seeding a meetup of immediately saying you just need a co-pilot, qualifying her on what kind of music she listens to, make sure we're a fit. Then I'm making sure she sees the role play that she'll be the passenger princess. She just provides the snack and the movies or the music. And then I seed the drink. So within, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 texts, I got her number again, and I'm going out on a date. You don't need to drag this stuff out. You don't need to find out a whole bunch about her. Girls just want to have fun. They want you to stand out. Pictures are very important. You want pictures that make you look your best, make you look attractive, get you the likes passively so you don't have to scroll all day. A lot of guys don't get the matches that they want because they're not putting in the effort to get the pictures. But if you get the pictures and then you're not getting these girls out on dates and they're ghosting, the next step is texting. So hopefully this shows you some things that you can do to speed up your results, I guess, get them out onto a date. You don't want to be their texting buddy. You don't need to have conversations that last weeks. You don't have to get this stuff out. Get them on a date immediately. They want to meet up. They want to meet a cool, attractive guy. They've already liked your photos. They know that you're attractive. They want to get out on a date with you. So give them that experience. Give them out of the apathy. Girls swipe so often that they get bored. So if you just spark their interest immediately with something playful, you can really get tremendous results. That's all I'll go over for this video. I hope this was helpful for you, just to show what is possible, how you can improve your texting. You don't have to drag this stuff out. If you want access to this, you can visit the Stand store. It'll get you a link to the Google Drive where I have all these breakdowns. I have more coming. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. That's why I haven't filmed videos the last couple days. Getting this built out. Want to help you guys with your texting. I'll also give you a link to the school because there you'll have the screenshots. You can easily see the whole interaction without the breakdown. You can see just like how invested she was compared to me. So that, and then it'll have this opening Hinge message, and I'll continue to update this as I go. That's it for this video. I will make one as well. I'm going to Australia tomorrow. So I'll be working with a client. We're getting him new photos. I'm going to get his profile set up. I will film some stuff showing you guys how to get proper photos. I know that's another big issue with guys is they know that they need better photos. They can see that theirs aren't working, but they don't know how to take them properly. And if you go to a photographer, many times they don't know what photos work for dating apps. They'll give you very posed, generic photos. If you watch the breakdown I did a couple of photographers and the photos were very posed. They didn't give me the results I wanted. So I will make a video showing you what I'm doing to get the best photos. So hopefully that'll help you guys. Yeah, excited for Australia. I'm going to film a podcast tonight. 2 of them. I'm going to do my own podcast and then one with Robbie. I'm also going to pack my stuff today. 90-day challenge is going well. I'm going to go to the gym. Busy day. I hope you guys are grinding. I hope this stuff is helpful. I know if you've gone through a divorce or a breakup, or you're in your 30s and 40s and you're not where you want to be, it can be very disheartening. You can think that it's not possible for you, or you just don't know what to do. So hopefully this stuff just gives you some value. Like, yes, you can get fantastic results on dating apps. Yes, you can get over divorce and live a tremendous life and have epic experiences. Yes, you can get girls out on dates within 5 texts. You don't have to get ghosted. You don't have to lose all these conversations that you're having. So let me know in the comments what I can do to continue to provide value for you guys. Yeah, I'm very excited about the feedback I've been getting. I love to hear that it's been helping you. Love to hear that you guys are making changes. It is amazing what you can do when you start to realize that no one's coming to save you. You are in control. You can be different. This was something that I struggled with for years, not knowing that I even could change, that I thought I was just stuck. I thought that was the way I was. And that's not the case. So let me know what I can do for you guys. I will leave it there. I've been rambling a little bit now. Happy Sunday. Peace.